Our team has the satellite. Hostile UAV spotted.
What's up guys, Fictitious Clan here. Today we're going to bring you a video for tips and a guide on how to play Uplink with some strategies and some good shot locations. So this first clip is brought to you by Fictitious Penny. He gets the kill on the ball carrier, and instead of resetting it even though he was close to his own goal, he takes it through the cave here on Hunted. Comes out of the cave, thinks that there's a chance that they might be in their own spawn, so he just goes ahead and jumps over the fence, jumps and throws it over the fence, and it goes in. This next clip is again brought to you by Fictitious Penny. He's going on that same side, and this time he thinks he can hide from him enough to go and get the dunk, and then somebody kind of pops out of nowhere, so he decides it's best to just turn and fire it, and he gets lucky and it goes in. So and you can always go with that route if it happens to come up like that. Here is a way to find some obscure routes to travel through the map so your enemies don't know where you'll be. We had one enemy that knew where he was at the time, but since he wasn't enough to stop him from shooting it, he went ahead and shot over the building and it went in. Evac is a great map for throwing it over buildings. Right here, you've seen we've already thrown it over the buildings 2 or 3 times on this map, and the best way to throw it over buildings is to make sure that you jump before you throw it. If you jump, it gives the ball that extra little that extra momentum in the beginning of the throw, and it also starts it from a higher place, so when it comes, it'll come down at a later time in the arc. As you can see, this is obviously one of our favorite shots on this map because we go for it over and over. And we've gotten to where it's almost automatic for us, and that's how you should get with some of these obscure shots, so that teams can't stop you from beating them. Here's another crazy shot that won't go in every time. I can promise you that. We've missed this so many times, but there are some times like that one where the team needed the overtime round to end. So I got on top of that platform, jumped over, and got the lucky shot. That was an example of how to be aware of your surroundings. I was aware that I could bash those first 2 people, but I knew I couldn't reach the third one, so I just went ahead and gravity spiked him, and then took the ball again and switched sides on them because they thought I'd be on that left side, because that's what it showed on their map and on their HUDs, but I was actually on the right side and just went over there and got a free little shot. And you can see us doing that in a lot of these clips where we'll switch sides of the map so they won't really know where we are, and we'll always keep them guessing. This is our favorite shot as a whole. We all love to go on this goal and either shoot it from the stairs, or as you'll see in a little while, we'll shoot it from above the stairs and behind this little wall. Here you can see you go for a bash. I was thinking about shooting the shot there, but I thought, maybe I can dunk. Realized I couldn't. There were 3 down there. Just got the shot off. Got a point. In the same clip, I respawned just there, picked up the ball, and decided that I was going to go for a shot over this wall instead. You can shoot over that wall, especially if you come off the wall run, and it'll bounce in like you just saw there. Here's a couple more times where we just shoot it over this wall, because if there are a lot of enemies, like you can see there are 4 or 5 enemies in their spawn, so we're not going to challenge that. We're just going to stay back. We're going to throw it over that wall, hope that it bounces in. And so far, it bounces in for us about 80% of the time. There's another shot from off the stairs. Again, that shot, if you just aim it a little above the goal, you jump, it'll go in. Here, Ray Kid thought that he could shoot it over that wall, but they can cuss him. He's not wearing tac mask. We only had 5 seconds left, so he decided to rush the stairs, just threw it, and it went in for the last second game-winning shot. He just Kobe'd on him, actually. And here's some more opportunities for you to see some shots that are made while people are shooting you. That was actually just Braden, Fictitious Penny, being dumb. He was just trying to see what kind of bounces he can make in. Here's another last-second shot by Rain again to win that game there on Redwood. And apparently he was going clutch that day, because I'm pretty sure those were both made in the same day. Here is resetting my armor. You saw that I had been shot a couple times from behind, so my armor was down. So I just threw it against the wall, picked it back up. The armor was reset. I had enough armor to make it to that truck and throw it over the truck, over Grandma's house, and it went in the goal. Here, Fictitious Sick thought that he could maybe get the dunk by going around Grandma's, but instead he ended up actually just going for that shot because there were two people there. Obviously he was gonna die, so last second he decided to turn it into a shot. He just turned to the left, shot it, and those were a couple shots coming out of the barn here on Fringe. It's a really common shot for us if we know enemies are behind us, and that right there is a shot that I've yet to make in pub matches. I've made it a few times on private matches, but you have to come off that wall run and try to throw it over that red barn. You can't throw it too high or it'll bounce off parts of the barn. Here's some examples of how you can throw it over the statue. Even if you don't necessarily make the shot on the initial little throw, it might bounce in. You might get some lucky rolls on this game. That's a fun part of Uplink, that you can sometimes get that shooter's roll like in basketball. Here's an example of overdrive. Overdrive is such a great special stability to use for Uplink, since obviously you're faster than all the enemies, so they can't catch up to you, and you can get yourself a little dunk or even a little shot if they've already gotten enough damage on you. Here, Fictitious Penny decided it wasn't good for him to try to take it and go in for a dunk or even try to fight back. All he did was slid into the ball and just jumped and threw it over that rock and hoped for the best as he died, and it went in. Here's another example of finding those obscure routes to take. And I obviously was trying to go on the back of that wall and get a dunk, but it was too risky. I mean, it wasn't too risky. I fell off and then decided it was too risky once I had popped my head back up and saw that enemy. So I came back in here, decided I wasn't going to go out there and challenge their spawn because we had just killed 3 or 4 of them. So I just shot it straight through the skylight. You can do that on both sides. You can take that obscure route on both sides of that map. It's great. And that's our final shot to show you. It was over the church. It's a fun little shot. We make it all the time. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click the annotation to see our very first video, which is the only previous video that we've made so far. Thank you guys so much for watching, and also in the comments write down what you thought of this, whether you want more of these, if you want to see more clips of good throws, if you want to see some of our dunking plays. Tell me what you thought of my commentary. Tell me what I did wrong, what I did right. Help us improve, because that's all we want to do for you guys. Again, thanks so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time.